Yeah, it's my family too. It's my father, it's my mother, it's mine. This is the...
I'm not sad. I'm happy because I shedded my blood for my people. My leg is Eritrea. My eyes Eritrea. My everybody is Eritrea. I started the struggle. I'm going to finish it.
أبدأ أندرزع تتانك أتى تزل أبدأ نيره كم عندك استاجر أرجع في جلسة كم تخلو بزم نزيم قال كم تخلو نين جو ساعة حمش عند الجميرة ساعة شدشن إسران متقاتي بعلم مالتي أجر متيم تانك تسمين أجر متيم ومتيم دون كأوتي كأل لدموتو انتي كم يعني كنت أنا استيقظ لد موتو سيتعوتي ولا نبرتهم ولا توارم ولا نفسهم عوت يرهبون بحاتير تتلمتي سم أبدي أثريكم كسبت زلوم فتينام تزلوم تناقف دما تخنا تتاقاريت مالتي تحس للسمعات ما أينير ريساتات ولا استقاتل تانكتات كبت زوج برتناتهم اتقي بورسهم كل نبرتهم يجمعوا استوقسوا دهم حما أينير ولا حنت تبقى تسمعن مهنياتوس معنا خقود إلهم سلاستوقسوس تبقى أقسم عن نمبر كان أقسم عن زخائل كأيلا.
They were so brave that they would not mind the bullets coming to them. They would just dash in and sometimes fight hand by hand.
حاجوس تسمعني قال أنا قرك أنا ده الحجز ولا فتينهم عود كان زي بلهم قمت وسيدة فتينهم مسك عود كان زي كل ساسة.
They could not just conceive how a woman could fight so bravely and would just capture a soldier with her hands to the extent that the soldiers would be paralyzed.
Deep disappointment. You know, you've just won your freedom and you've just learned to relish it, and then all of a sudden you have to fight this war all over again. And then on the Ethiopian side, they're telling us they're going to fight as long as it takes.
can't believe that they want to recapture Eritrea. It must be madness. I don't know if it is an access to the sea that they want.
It's a terrible war, needless war. And it's a war that has all kinds of hidden agendas. It really isn't a war that is what it purports to be. It's a war about Ethiopian expansionism.
I think we could have done this peacefully. We can argue peacefully. We can differ peacefully and settle this problem peacefully also.
It's death, it's destruction, it's pain, it's torture.
I don't think we need to go to war. All this destruction was an unnecessary result of something that started as a border skirmish. But
it's still a nightmare for me. It's a nightmare for me. Don't want to talk about it. This war is nonsense. This war is very painful.
كنقول تعالنا مع بعض
Actually, our culture is so nice culture. Our culture is a culture of helping, a culture of solidarity, a culture of helping each other, a culture of happiness, a culture of everything good. Without my brother dying, without my father dying, without me dying, or other people from Eritrea dying, I don't think anything can gain anything. You cannot achieve something like what we have now.
Of course, there were a class of warriors in Eritrea throughout history. But a nation of warriors, we were not that at all. We became that as a result of the 30-year liberation war.
Any Eritrean can do, the best thing can do for the country is dying for his country. This is the best thing he can do.
They were denied freedom and they wanted freedom. They were very simple people who wanted freedom, that's all.
The one word that is critical in the Eritrean Revolution is the word tzan'at, which means fortitude, commitment.
There was a lot of humanity in the fighter. These were not people who carried the gun because they loved the gun.
If you are strong in your beliefs, and if you're willing to make every conceivable sacrifice, PNMA will sooner or later fall apart.
We are 7 brothers in our family, and 5 of us and my mother and my father joined the struggle.
People simply gave up everything. absolutely everything. They were given food, meager clothing, and shelter, mostly caves, and that's it. That was their lives.
My father and two of my brothers sacrificed in the war for independence.
Tens of thousands of Eritreans living in caves and doing amazing things, you know, schools, hospitals, clinics, libraries, just factories, hospitals, just incredible things that people are not able to do.
Everything we did was underground. Our radio station was underground. Everything was underground. We had a school underground with 4,000 children. We had a hospital underground. It was known as one of the longest hospitals in the world because it followed a ravine, a riverbed.
Barefoot doctors did amazing things, you know, to keep people alive. The doctors at one stage gave a description of one fighter who was wounded 20 times, and every time he was put back on his feet and went back to fight.
They were tank drivers, teachers, nurses, mechanics, combat leaders. So they participated fully.
They died, they fought, they performed feats of heroism that we simply are very, very difficult to describe and understand.
The Ethiopian soldiers were scared of women fighters than men because they were merciless.
I don't think there's any difference. I'm sure I saw many women better than a lot of men.
In 1986, I went to the base area Sahel to see my children. One of my daughters had a baby. I could not imagine my own baby having a child in that circumstances.
There's so much bravery in the Eritrean revolution, some of which I don't know about, because Eritreans don't, especially Eritrean fighters, don't talk about themselves. We came across a place that was heavily painted, let me say, a piece of ground with blood, curdled, and upon close inspection we saw a piece of flesh there, a human heart.
In my spinal cord, with a bullet, they shot it blood here. Get me out from this corner, she get out from this corner. Bullet, when our war.
I found this human heart and I wrote about it. I described the Battle of Abat through the heart of a fighter and everything that went into that fighter, into that Eritrean fighter.
In terms of maintaining the morale of your people, it's better for them not to know.
Then you lose the connection. Then you just guess. You just guess. I never even hear it until independence. But then you guess, then you accept it.
For a parent, it's not easy. Yes, you love your country. Yes, it would have been easier for me to go to the front and die instead of my daughters. So there's always that fear.
If you ask the mother, if she wants to know whether her son is dead or alive, she would probably tell you, not now.
You know that members of your family are going to die and have died, probably, in all probability. But their death is not exceptional.
It was a very fierce battle, very fiercely fought, because for both sides the significance of Massawa was very clear. The Derg, especially Mengistu, was always making this big point that if Massawa goes, then Eritrea goes. If Eritrea goes, Ethiopia's head goes.
From 88 to 91, it was a continual series of defeat after defeat after defeat. The Ethiopian army was simply demoralized.
I cried. Perhaps for the first time in my life as a rebel, I cried. I immediately went to my bed, covered myself completely, and wept my heart out. I guess I wept for those who didn't make it, for those who didn't see this day.
People were happy, leaving their homes, dancing in the streets, making phone calls, ululating, crying, all kinds of emotions.
I don't believe it. When I slept that time in my bed, seemed like I thought some like a dream, you know.
We had lost so much, we had suffered so much as a people. I'm talking about 65,000 martyred people, but I'm not telling you how many other people died at the hands of the Derg and Haile Selassie throughout the struggle. It goes in the hundreds of thousands.
When the fighters came back and a family had a fighter who had been absent for 15 years suddenly showing up, and the next door neighbor didn't get anybody coming back, this family, this joyous family, would stop their celebrations to share the sorrows of their neighbors.
My mother, until now, she don't ask me about my brothers. Until now.
I knew they are dead because no connection for a long time. So I pretended like I didn't ask, I don't want to know.
This is my brothers. They are brave. They are. So I'm happy about my brothers. I'm not sad nothing.
The ride itself was quite an extraordinary sight. You went through all kinds of tunnels, and every time we got into the tunnels, you know, there's a smell, a peculiar smell about it, and it's all dark, and the kids had fun.
There's war between Ethiopia and Eritrea, most of the youngsters are in the front.
There's no Eritrean family, I don't believe, that doesn't have some member of its family in the front.
This war, I myself, I don't accept it because they don't need war. He's a conflict among the border, you know. He must solve it in the table.
I'm not only sorry for my fellow Eritreans, I'm sorry for Ethiopians as well. It wasn't necessary.
I spent most of my life, well, not most of my life, but a big chunk of my life in Addis Ababa as a student. I have many friends there. Some of my friends and myself are now on opposite sides of this whole conflict.
I don't know, I just feel more Eritrean than Ethiopian. I don't know why. The war separates me and my family. Now I am in Eritrea and they're in Ethiopia. So I don't know when I'm going to see them again.
He don't go in the front to eat ice cream, but you're going to go there to eat blood, not that, a bomb or something like this, rifles.
Whenever I finish my study, I'll go to the front, I'll go to the service.
But there will be time they will call me, so I will go to the front.
I will be scared of doing it, but I love my country, so I have to do whatever my country needed from me.
And you don't mind to go and fight again?
No, I don't, because I tell you, otherwise it is, I lost my brother and my father. So this will be nothing then.